You gave them everything. Your time, your honesty, your loyalty, and they used it, quietly, methodically, while you were busy believing in them. They were busy getting ahead of you. You told yourself it was different this time, that this person was different, that you were different. But here you are again, watching from the outside while they stand exactly where you were supposed to be. Think about the last time you were truly betrayed. Not the minor disappointments. The real one. The one you didn't see coming, because you trusted completely. You handed them the blade. They just knew when to use it. They didn't beat you because they were smarter. They beat you because you were playing a different game. A game with rules that only you were following. You followed the rules. Be kind. Be open. Be honest. Show up for people. And you did. Faithfully. But you forgot one critical thing. Not everyone is playing by the same rules. Some people never were. And the worst part? You already know who I'm talking about. Someone just came to mind. That one person. And you've been telling yourself it wasn't intentional. It was. It always was. This is not a video about becoming heartless. This is about becoming awake. There is a difference between cynicism and intelligence. One destroys you. The other protects you. Because right now, even as you're watching this, someone in your life is smiling at you with an agenda. Someone is listening to your plans and quietly calculating how to use them. Someone is studying your patterns, your generosity, your forgiveness, and they're using every single thing you give them as a map to your vulnerabilities. They are not your enemies. That's the most dangerous part. They are your friends, your colleagues, the people you eat with, talk with, trust with your thoughts at 2 a.m. when the guard is completely down. And I know you felt it, that cold moment when you realized the person who knew you best was using that knowledge against you. That moment when openness became a liability, when you understood, perhaps for the first time, that the world is not divided into good people and bad people. It is divided into those who understand power and those who do not. Everything you were told about how to live in the world was designed for a world that doesn't exist. Be honest. Share your feelings. Give people second chances. Forgive quickly. These are not virtues in a hierarchy. These are vulnerabilities dressed up as morality. Your empathy was your map. And they read it. Every time you showed someone how deeply you care, you handed them a detailed instruction manual for how to control you. Every time you explained your pain, you taught them exactly where to press. This isn't paranoia. This is pattern recognition. Wolves don't wear signs. They wear the same expression as the people you love. The difference is in what they do with what you give them. The system rewards those who understand it. Not the good ones. Not the hard-working ones. Not the most talented ones. The ones who understand it. Your goodness is real. Your hard work is real. But so is a hierarchy, and the hierarchy does not care about your intentions. It cares about your moves. Think about every institution you've ever trusted. Every organization. Every relationship built on a handshake and a smile. Underneath the cordiality, power is flowing somewhere. Someone is getting more than their share. Someone knows the game. And that someone was not you, not because you are less intelligent, but because you were operating from a different map. A map drawn by people who wanted you manageable, compliant, predictable. The more predictable you are, the more valuable you are to them. Not as a partner, as a resource. You were never meant to see the architecture control because the architecture only works on people who don't know it exists. The moment you see it, truly see it, you can never be fully controlled again. That is what this video is. The moment you see it. In the 15th century, in Florence, the most beautiful and politically lethal city in the known world, a man sat down and wrote what governments and kings have tried to suppress ever since. Not because it was wrong, because it was true. His name was Niccolo Machiavelli. He was a diplomat, a political philosopher, a man who had seen power operate from the inside and survived long enough to write it down. He wrote something that every person in power has known, and every person without it has been kept from knowing. He wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." People misunderstand this. They hear it as cruelty. It is not cruelty. It is clarity. Love is conditional. Love disappears when the conditions change. Fear, the specific fear of consequence, is structural. It holds even when feelings do not. Machiavelli was not telling you to become a monster. He was telling you that the world responds to certainty, not warmth. What Machiavelli understood, what the powerful have always understood, is that the world is not moved by your intentions. It is moved by your actions, by what you are willing to do and what you are willing to withhold, by how clearly you see the nature of the game. And today, the game has not changed. It has only become more sophisticated, more disguised, more polite. The weapons are different. Instead of daggers, people use information. Instead of armies, they use social exclusion. Instead of poison, they use your own words said at the wrong moment to the wrong person. But the mechanics of power, the fundamental logic of who rises and who is used, that logic is unchanged. And Machiavelli mapped it 500 years ago with terrifying precision. Somewhere along the way you were taught that trust is a gift you give people to show them you believe in them. This is false. Trust is not a gift. Trust is currency. And like all currency, it only holds value when it is scarce. When you trust everyone, you become predictable to everyone. When you trust no one reflexively, you become isolated and paranoid. The intelligent path, the Machiavellian path, is calibrated trust. You extend trust in small amounts, in low-stakes moments, and you watch what people do with it. Not what they say, what they do. Do they handle small pieces of your confidence with care? Or do they casually mention it to others? Do they use your vulnerability to connect more deeply? Or do they store it for later use? You are not being cruel. You are being observant. And observation, quiet, unhurried, systematic observation, is a beginning of real power. The practical action you can take today is simple. Share something minor with someone you're uncertain about, and watch specifically and deliberately what happens to that information over the next 7 days. That behavior, not their words, not their warmth, tells you everything you need to know. You talk too much. I don't mean this as insult. I mean it as diagnosis. When you feel uncomfortable, you fill the silence. When you're nervous, you explain yourself. When someone challenges you, you justify. Every word you speak under pressure is a window into your architecture. The people who understand power do the opposite. They let silence sit. They let discomfort fill the room, and they watch calmly, without rescue, to see how the other person responds. Because the person who breaks the silence first is almost always a person with more to lose. Think about the last negotiation you had, a salary discussion, a confrontation, a deal, and think about who spoke first after the tension rose. The one who spoke first blinked. They revealed the thing they couldn't sit still with. The powerful know that silence is not emptiness. Silence is pressure. It is a force that causes the other person to fill the void with something you can use. The action. In your next difficult conversation, after you've said what needs to be said, stop. Do not soften it. Do not explain it. Say it, and then go silent. Let them carry the weight. You will be shocked what people reveal when they cannot tolerate silence. The most powerful people in any room are never the most transparent ones. They are the most legible, meaning they show you exactly as much of themselves as serves their current purpose. No more. They understand that mystery is magnetic, that withholding is not deception, it is strategy. You don't owe anyone complete access to your intentions, your plans, or your inner world, especially not people who have not demonstrated that they can be trusted with it. You share your achievements after they are complete, not while you are working toward them. You share your vulnerabilities only with people who have paid for that intimacy through proven loyalty. The practical pattern is this. Every time you feel the urge to over-explain, to share too much, to justify your choices before anyone has questioned them, pause. Ask yourself, what do I gain by saying this now? And what might I lose? In most cases, the answer reveals that you are about to speak from anxiety rather than strategy. Speak when it serves you. Be quiet when it doesn't. This is not manipulation. This is architecture. The moment someone makes you visibly emotional, angry, defensive, wounded, they have won. Not because emotion is weakness, because visible, uncontrolled emotion is information. It tells them where your nerve endings are. It tells them exactly where to press next time. The people who move through rooms with the most authority are the ones whose reactions you cannot read with certainty. They may feel everything, but they show it on their timeline, not yours. Think about the person at work who unsettles you, who can shift your mood with a comment, a look, a tone, and ask yourself, why do they have that power? because you have shown them, through your reactions, that they can reach you. The solution is not to become numb. The solution is to develop a gap, a deliberate, cultivated space between what you feel and what you choose to express. You feel the anger. You acknowledge it internally. Then you decide, consciously, deliberately, what to do with it. Usually the most powerful response is nothing. A calm, unhurried gaze. A slight nod. The absolute refusal to perform what they are hoping you will perform. This is the beginning of what psychologists call emotional sovereignty. And it is the single most disruptive power move available to you in any social encounter. You were taught that loyalty is a virtue, and it is. But loyalty given unconditionally is not virtue. It is abdication. The most exploited people in every organization, every relationship, every political structure are the ones who gave their loyalty first and asked for proof of its worthiness second. Or never. They stayed loyal long past the point when the other party had stopped deserving it. Long past the point when staying was costing them more than leaving, because they had made loyalty their identity, and to admit the loyalty was misplaced would be to admit something about themselves they weren't ready to face. Powerful people think about loyalty like a contract, not a feeling. A contract has terms. It has conditions, and when conditions are violated, the contract is revisable. This does not mean you become cold. It means you become honest. You love people fully, but you see them clearly. You give generously, but you track the patterns. And when someone, repeatedly, unmistakably, shows you that they do not value what you give them, you believe them. The practical application. Sit down tonight and list the 3 people in your life to whom you are most loyal. Then honestly ask, what have they done in the last 6 months to earn that loyalty? Not what do you feel about them. What have they done? The final lesson is perhaps the most counterintuitive, because it goes against almost everything you've been told about communication. You do not protect yourself by explaining your boundaries. You protect yourself by having them and enforcing them, without announcement, without apology, without lengthy justification. Every time you explain why you're doing something defensively, you invite negotiation. You invite someone to find the flaw in your reasoning and use it to override your decision. The people who are hardest to manipulate are not the ones who give the best explanations. They are the ones who simply act, consistently, according to internal principles that they never put up for debate. When they say no once. When they set a standard, they hold it. When they establish a consequence, it materializes. You don't need to announce that you are not someone to be taken lightly. If you are not someone to be taken lightly, they will feel it. You don't need to warn anyone. Your behavior will do it. Start this week. Find one place in your life where you have been over-explaining, over-justifying, or over-apologizing for a legitimate decision. Stop explaining. Simply hold the position. Watch how the dynamic shifts. Everything you believed about needing to be liked, to be seen as kind, as agreeable, as easy, that version of you has served its purpose. That version kept you small, kept you legible, kept you manageable, and it is over now. The old you is dead, and the only grief appropriate for its passing is a grief of time, of years spent giving power to people who use it against you. Mourn that quickly, because what stands in its place is not soft. It is not warm, open, or easily read. You are not a victim of a broken world. You are a student of it, and the education is finished. What you are now is precise, focused, designed for exactly one trajectory. You are a weapon, pointed at your own future. You owe no institution your compliance, no organization your unconditional service, no person your unlimited access. You are sovereign. You move by your own authority. You answer to the principles you have chosen, not the expectations that were assigned to you before you were old enough to question them. You belong to no one. This is a part no one tells you, the part that comes after the awakening. It is not rage. It is not bitterness. It is not a hunger for revenge against the people who used you. It is something far more dangerous to them. It is clarity, perfect, unhurried, unshakable clarity about who you are, how the world actually works, and exactly what you are going to do about it. Most people will watch this video and feel something, then go back to exactly the way they were operating. Because discomfort fades, because old habits are warm, because a game is easier to observe than to play differently. But a small number of you, the ones who felt something shift while watching, not just felt it but understood it in your body, your history, your memory, those of you will act. If you are one of those people, there is more, much more. The principles we covered today are 6 of many. The architecture of power is a vast subject. And if you want to go further into it, if you want to understand how the truly powerful think, move, and maintain dominance across every environment they enter, then you know what to do. This channel does not chase numbers. It builds a specific kind of audience. People who are done being used. People who are ready to understand power at the level of those who wield it. If that is you, you already know the next step. It's your choice. Before you leave, I want you to sit with one thing, not a lesson, a question, because the most powerful thing you can do right now is not take action. It is to become honest with yourself about the truth you've been avoiding. The sovereign figure standing alone on that terrace, looking out over everything, belonging to no one, governed by no one's expectations of what they should be. That person existed before the world told him otherwise. And the only question, the only one that matters, is this: how long have you known that someone in your life was using your trust? And what stopped you from acting on that knowledge?
Don't just watch, be part of it. Subscribe now and turn on the bell icon, because the next video might change the way you think.